Just a quick update on what's been going on. Mostly just basic maintenance. Drained the catch can, changed the oil. Oil looked great. I always change it every 1,000 miles just due to the fact I run a lot of E through this car, and that's hypergolic, so it'll wreak havoc on oil, especially if the car sits for a couple days in between start periods. But the motor, the motor's healthy, thankfully. Everything seems to be going well. I got a new weld on the way to replace one of my bent fronts, so it'll be on a matched set of shoes again pretty soon. I also have brackets on the way, thankfully, from a local guy with some in-laws who happens to live about 10 minutes from a guy who runs a company called VTVX Bar Repairs. Look him up on Facebook. If you're in Australia, if you're in the US, you're kind of shit out of luck. He doesn't really like to deal with US customers. I had an issue trying to get a hold of him, but thankfully, Mr. Branch ended up knowing somebody. So that's always nice to have connections and good friends that have access to opportunities like that. So the bumper gap will be getting fixed. The dew speed will be getting cut over, grafted, and then sprayed body color and cleared at the same time. And I have a set of SAP side skirts that actually show up tomorrow. I wasn't willing to buy aftermarket replicas or fiberglass ones, so I found a set of OEM ones from a company out in Maryland. They got it in from a wrecked car that they were parting out. Passenger side needs a little repair, but it's not too bad. I'm pretty thankful I've got a good body guy. But aside from that, I've mostly just been putting miles on the car and enjoying it. As I drive it, it continues to seem to shift better every time, after pretty much every drive cycle. So another thanks to Jason and his crew at Texas Drivetrain Performance for putting together a really, really nice Magnum F for me. I also forgot about these. These have been sitting in the trunk of the Impala for 4 months. They're a set of QA1 G-Force Coilover relocation setup for this, so that way I can mini tub it hopefully in the next couple years, since I seem to do things at a snail's pace. So I was really looking for double adjustables and something that would give me access or give me the availability to mini tub in the future. These are pretty much the only way to go. Normally I don't ever buy used parts, but the nice part is these are obviously rebuildable. They're completely serviceable. And I got $700 for these, or I paid $700 for these with a 350-pound spring set, which is what's currently on these, a 250 and a 150, plus all the bracketry and hardware in this bitchin' Bath and Body Works box. So, $700 for a setup that would cost potentially, $1,300-$1,400 to replicate. That's a pretty good deal in my eyes. And to me, that's worth the risk of buying used parts. But another little project that's been going on is a company called It's a Wrap that they've actually done work for me before. They're one of the few company decals I display on my car. They printed me out this 50-inch wide HSV banner. Seems a little bit more red than orange on the camera, but it is very orange in person. The two rings they're almost perfectly color matched to brazen orange. So another thanks to them for doing that. But aside from that, there's really not much been going on with the car aside from just driving it and enjoying it. Haven't stuck the GoPro on it for a little bit to go get any footage or anything, since I know a lot of people have been asking for, longer drives, exhaust clips, stuff like that. But I work really weird hours, and the weather has been raining quite a bit here recently, so gotta just make do. And this thing will probably be sold sometime this year. I'd really like to get into another GTO, find something a nice low mile stick 06 like a Spice Red model or a Barbados Blue 04, and do an 05 06 bumper conversion, 06 or another set of HSV taillights if I can find them, and then an 05 06 hood, do a full conversion on it. I think that'd be something fun to have just as a cruiser and enjoy. Except for I'm not buying an automatic one. I'm sick of 4L60s, but it'd be kind of a shame to see this thing go. I've had 2 of these cars, and they've been great to me, but I've just kind of fallen out of love with the B-body community and the tasteless donks and the physical proof that money does not buy taste, which, kind of sucks, because I am kind of a snob. But yeah, who knows, maybe I'll wind up in another one down the line, and whatever GTO I get, I'll end up selling. But that's pretty much what's been going on recently, so hopefully I'll have more stuff for you guys soon. But it's just kind of been a slow paced gathering parts and waiting for stuff to come in, and you know, waiting for that wheel and trying to schedule things out ahead of time. So yeah. Oh, the only other thing is that we now have Marlin. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully I'll have maybe some exhaust clips and some stuff like that for you guys soon.